Alright, so picture this, China, a land of ancient history and rapid modernization, you know? The place that makes basically everything, from the bustling markets to the sprawling factories, your phone, your sneakers, probably even the little plastic doohickey you can't identify but are too scared to throw away. All these everyday items have a common origin. Well, China's decided it's time for an upgrade, a massive, game-changing upgrade. They're not just content making the stuff we buy. They want to invent the next stuff, the future gadgets and innovations. We're talking a full-blown manufacturing power move, folks. A transformation that could redefine global manufacturing. It's like they looked at their giant workshop and said, you know what this needs? More lasers. And not just any lasers, but cutting-edge technology. And AI, definitely more AI. Smart factories with intelligent systems that can think and adapt. This isn't just about adding a few more assembly lines, it's about a fundamental shift. A quest for technological supremacy that has the rest of the world buzzing and maybe sweating a little. It's a bold move to lead the next industrial revolution. This big push has a fancy name, a new productive force, a vision for the future. That's what President Xi Jinping has been talking about, especially during his recent tours in May 2025. He's been rallying the nation to embrace this new era. He's basically saying, okay team, let's get innovative. Let's push the boundaries of what's possible. Think of it as China trying to go from being the world's factory to being the world's R&D lab, design studio, and cutting-edge manufacturer, all rolled into one, a hub of creativity and innovation. They're aiming to be the trendsetters, not just the trend followers, to lead in fashion, technology, and beyond. This is a serious ambition, backed by serious cash and a serious plan to dominate the industries of tomorrow. It's a vision that could reshape the global landscape. So, what's the master plan here? How does China intend to transform its global image from a manufacturing hub to an innovation powerhouse? Xi Jinping isn't just winging it, he's got a meticulously crafted strategy. Oh no, there's a blueprint, and it's as detailed as it gets. The vision is clear, a China that doesn't just assemble iPhones but designs the next generation of everything, from smartphones to space technology. They're aiming for complete self-reliance, especially in those super important technologies where they currently depend on other countries. This includes semiconductors, AI, and renewable energy. Think of it as a national mission to upgrade their entire innovation ecosystem from education to industry. It's about transforming Made in China from a label signifying cheap goods to one that screams cutting-edge technology and premium quality. They want to be known for their innovation and excellence. They want the world to say, wow, that's invented in China, and be genuinely impressed by it. This isn't entirely new, of course. The seeds were planted years ago. It feels like a supercharged sequel to their Made in China 2025 initiative, which was already ambitious. That plan was already about boosting high-tech manufacturing, but this new push seems to have an even greater sense of urgency and ambition. It's like they're racing against time. The goal is to ensure that China isn't just a participant in the global tech race, but a dominant force, setting the pace for others to follow. They want to lead, not follow. This is about national pride, economic security, and global leadership. It's a comprehensive strategy that touches every aspect of society. And how are they planning to achieve this monumental feat? With money, lots and lots of money. Massive investments are being poured into research, development, and education to make this vision a reality. So, what specific goodies are on China's high-tech shopping list? It's not just about making better toasters, though I'm sure those are nice too. First up, artificial intelligence, or AI. This is the big one, the brains behind the whole operation. China wants to be an AI superpower, developing everything from smarter algorithms to AI-driven manufacturing processes. Imagine robots that can think, learn, and even design new products. It's like they're trying to build Skynet, but hopefully the friendly, job-creating version. Then there's robotics. If AI is the brain, robots are the brawn. China is already a huge user of industrial robots, but they want to design and build their own, more advanced ones. We're talking sophisticated machines that can perform complex tasks, work alongside humans, and boost productivity to insane levels. Next on the list, semiconductors. The tiny chips that make the world go round. China currently relies heavily on foreign companies for the most advanced chips, and that's a sore spot. So they're investing massively to build up their own semiconductor industry from scratch. And let's not forget electric vehicles, or EVs. Now let's hop across the Pacific, because you can't have a big global power move without America having something to say about it, especially if Donald Trump is in the picture. Remember him? Well, he's potentially eyeing a return to the White House, and his stance on China hasn't exactly mellowed. If anything, it's like his old playlist of grievances just got a remix with even heavier bass. He sees China's manufacturing ambitions, and his first instinct is probably to reach for the tariff lever. It's his go-to move, like a chef whose only spice is chili powder. If Trump does make a comeback, we could be looking at a whole new round of tariffs on Chinese goods. And we're not talking small change here. Some reports suggest he's considering tariffs as high as 60% on certain products. 60%! That's not just a trade barrier, that's a trade wall. Section 5, Uncle Sam's Playbook: How America is Fighting Back. So, is America just going to sit back and watch China build its tech empire? Not a chance. The United States has its own game plan, its own set of moves to counter China's ambitions. It's like a high-stakes chess match, and Uncle Sam is definitely not ready to concede. The response is multifaceted, involving investment, legislation, and a whole lot of strategic thinking. They're not just playing defense, they're trying to go on the offense too, boosting their own technological prowess. A big part of this strategy is the CHIPS Act. This CHIPS Act is a massive investment. We're talking billions of dollars, aimed at boosting domestic semiconductor manufacturing. The goal is to bring chip production back to American soil, reducing reliance on foreign suppliers, especially those in Asia. It's like saying, hey, we invented this stuff, we should be making it here too. Section 6. The world watches and sweats, global jitters. This whole China-US tech tug-of-war isn't just a two-player game. The rest of the world is watching, and frankly, a lot of countries are feeling a bit like they're caught in the middle of a very loud, very intense argument between their two biggest friends. Global markets are definitely feeling the jitters. When the two largest economies start making aggressive moves, it creates uncertainty, and markets hate uncertainty more than a cat hates a bath. Investors get nervous, businesses delay decisions, and everyone starts wondering what the new rules of the game are going to be. It's not just passive observation either. Other nations are starting to think about how to protect their own interests. The G7, a group of major industrialized countries, has been discussing how to respond to China's export strategies. There's a real concern about maintaining a level playing field. Section 7, Corporate Tightrope: Walk to China or Not to China. Now imagine you're the CEO of a big global company. Your life just got a whole lot more complicated. On one hand, China is a massive market and a manufacturing powerhouse. You can't just ignore it. On the other hand, the geopolitical tensions, the threat of tariffs, and the push for supply chain diversification are creating major headaches. It's like being invited to two different parties on the same night, and you know choosing one will upset the host of the other. What's a multinational corporation to do? We're already seeing some companies trying to navigate this tricky landscape. Apple, for example, has been making moves to diversify its manufacturing, expanding production in countries like India and Vietnam. It's not about abandoning China entirely, that's probably impossible for now, but about reducing their over-reliance on a single country. It's the corporate equivalent of not putting all your eggs in one basket. This trend is likely to continue as businesses seek to build more resilient supply chains. Section 8. The billions behind the boom, subsidies, surpluses, and shopping sprees, or lack thereof. Let's talk about the money, because behind every big national strategy, there's usually a giant pile of cash. China's manufacturing push is no exception. The Chinese government is known for its generous use of state subsidies to support favored industries. We're talking serious financial backing. Back in 2019, these subsidies reportedly amounted to at least 1.73% of China's entire GDP. To put that in perspective, that's a colossal sum of money being strategically injected into companies to help them grow, innovate, and compete globally. It's like giving your kid a massive allowance specifically to build the world's best lemonade stand. This financial muscle is also reflected in China's trade figures. In 2024, China achieved a record trade surplus of nearly $1 trillion. Section 9, Future Forecast: Tech Titans or Trade Tussles. So, what does the crystal ball say? Can we predict the future of global tech dominance? Will China's ambitious bet on advanced manufacturing pay off, transforming it into the undisputed global tech titan? With massive investments in AI, robotics, and green technologies, China is positioning itself at the forefront of the next industrial revolution. Or will the combined pushback from the United States and other Western nations lead to more trade tussles, a fragmented global economy, and maybe even a new kind of tech Cold War? The geopolitical landscape is shifting, and alliances are being tested. It's the billion-dollar question, or maybe trillion, given the stakes. The financial implications are enormous, affecting everything from stock markets to everyday consumer prices. One thing's for sure, the next few years are going to be a wild ride. Economic uncertainties and rapid technological advancements will keep everyone on their toes. China certainly believes it can achieve its goals. The leadership is confident. Driven by a vision of technological self-reliance and global influence, they have the resources, the political will, and a huge domestic market to test and scale their innovations. From smart cities to cutting-edge consumer electronics, the potential is vast. The drive for self-sufficiency in critical technologies like semiconductors is incredibly strong, fueled by a desire to be independent of Western pressure. This push is reshaping global supply chains and creating new industry leaders. Experts like Alan van Meren from Danske Bank suggest that there's very little chance China will scale back its manufacturing-led growth strategy, regardless of international pressure. The focus remains on innovation and expansion. They're in it to win it, and they're playing the long game. Patience and persistence are key components of their strategy. However, the path to tech supremacy is not without its obstacles. Regulatory challenges, intellectual property issues, and international scrutiny are significant hurdles. The U.S. and its allies are not standing idly by. They are actively working to counterbalance China's rise through various strategic measures. Measures like the CHIPS Act, potential new tariffs, and coordinated efforts to counter China's trade practices could create significant headwinds. The global tech race is heating up, and the stakes have never been higher.